Hello everyone! Did you know that internet users perform more than 60,000 queries on Google per second and almost 6 billion a day? And keep in mind that many people use other search engines too. We use the internet to look for relationship advice, recipes, test answers, and weather forecasts. That's why we've wondered how to surprise others in a world where you can find the answer to any question using your phone. But we've realized that there are always new things to discover. Today, we'll tell you about things you'll surely see for the first time in your life. Let's get it on. The edge of rainstorms and hailstorms. If you live in a more or less large city, you've probably found yourself in the following situation once in your life. You call a friend and complain about the pouring rain, to which they answer, "What are you talking about? The weather changes constantly, and even within one city it can be different. But if somewhere is raining and somewhere else isn't, it means that there's a place where the rain ends, right?" It's one of those questions that suddenly pop in your head at 3 a.m. in the morning when you try to sleep without success. The answer is yes. Theoretically, you can see the edge of a rainstorm, but it can be quite challenging. First, the rain must be very strong, and second, finding the edge is more a matter of luck. And thirdly and finally, in most cases, the rain moves too quickly or is sprayed due to the strong wind. To see the edge like in this video, you need a really heavy downpour along with completely calm conditions. And this, as you well know, is not that common. By the way, the same thing happens with hail. Look at the edge of this hailstorm, for example. Fascinating, isn't it? Some users believe the video isn't the real deal though, and say that the cameraman is just standing under a bridge or a tunnel, but we don't believe it. Yes, it's very difficult to find such a distinct edge in nature, but it exists. Zero gravity pit stop. If you're not a fan of Formula 1 or racing cars at all, you probably don't know what a pit stop is, but we're going to explain it to you. This is a technical stop during a racing competition. They are mandatory and are mainly needed for changing drivers and tyres, for refueling and for quick repairs.
It was proper perfection, just when one went out, the other one's ready to come.
It's obvious that in order to carry out all of these tasks quickly and effectively, it's necessary to coordinate perfectly the work of all the members of the team. However, pit stops are not simply a requirement. In many competitions, this procedure is a fundamental part of the race, and speed and teamwork is crucial to victory. The fastest pit stop in history lasted 1.82 seconds. The record was set during the 2019 Brazilian Grand Prix by the Red Bull racing team from Austria. The mechanics were able to attend to the car of the Dutch driver Max Verstappen at a cosmic speed. By the way, let's talk about space. The Red Bull racing team has long broken all possible pit stop records, but they want to keep improving. This fall, they decided to reach a new level and put a race car in zero gravity. The project was carried out with the help of the Russian space agency Roscosmos. First, the RB-1 car was taken to the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City near Moscow. Then, at an altitude of 10,000 meters and in zero gravity conditions, the team made a pit stop aboard the IL-76 MDK training plane. It's one of the few modern aircraft designed to imitate spaceflight. The challenge was completed with the participation of 16 mechanics and 10 crew members who had to undergo intensive training courses for astronauts. Ice from a hose. In recent years, a new genre of viral videos has become popular on Instagram and other social networks. It's known as oddly satisfying. But what is the point of these videos? Usually they show a person doing something simple, like doing something with their own hands, or on the contrary, destroying things. But why are we telling you all this for? We think this video could be a smash hit in this genre. The users commented, "I didn't want it to end." Not to mention the practical value of this kind of entertainment, because it's literally instant ice, unlike the one we spend hours making in the freezer. The only and most important disadvantage is that we can't use this life hack in summer. Rubik's Cube in the air. Surely all of our followers know the three-dimensional puzzle known as the Rubik's Cube. Since the toy appeared on the market in the late 20th century, many methods have been invented to solve it, but very few people can actually do it. By the way, 450 million copies of this puzzle have been sold worldwide, and experts can solve it in less than 5 seconds. The protagonist of the video, of course, was a little bit slower, but he definitely broke all the records for originality. Jeremy Allison solved the puzzle in the required time while flying, and that's why he was awarded by GoPro. This quiet flight was made possible thanks to a special wingsuit. Rainbow Eye. The world is constantly evolving. Humans keep inventing new technologies, but nature is still the only one that can surprise us. After all, no wireless charging or wide-angle camera technology can match the wonders of nature. Take this for example. What do you think of this? A rainbow eye. You've probably seen a double rainbow, at least in our previous videos, but that doesn't even come close to this incredible optical illusion. The 7 colors are so clearly reflected in the still pond that it feels like it's been drawn by someone. This beautiful sight was filmed in Alaska. Light painting. Do you think these images were created with the help of a video editor packed with all sorts of special effects? Well, you're wrong. In fact, it's a compilation of hundreds of pictures, each made using a long shutter speed. This technique is known as light painting. The idea is simple. Using special light sources, the author creates a light drawing, quickly moving these lights in space. All this, of course, requires very careful preparation, detailed sketches, and a lot of patience, but the result is incredible. By the way, the author of the video with the dancer is a multiple winner of international awards and a brilliant photo and video editor. His name is Carlos Javier Maldonado. Street sounds. Young rock music fans usually want to become singers or guitarists. Few people dream about learning to play the drums, because first, you almost never see the drummer on stage, and second, it's much more difficult to rehearse at home. Not to mention the fact that a drum set costs twice as much as an average electric guitar. But do you really need expensive drums and cymbals to create incredible rhythms with the help of your hands? Nope, not at all. This guy, who's now considered one of the best rock drummers of our time, demonstrates in a GoPro video that any surface can be used to play music. To create this tune and this video clip, Eric Improta has gone to dozens of places all over the world, and each one of them sounds really different. Underwater pizza. Do you remember that SpongeBob episode in which Mr. Krabs sends SpongeBob and Squidward to deliver a pizza?
Yeah, pizza! Pizza, pizza.
Maybe now this scene isn't as fantastic as it used to, at least for this food delivery guy, Rob Doyle. To deliver the pizza to the customer, he doesn't ride a bicycle or a scooter. Instead, he puts on a pair of swim fins and a scuba set. But why? Maybe he's just a weird guy and likes to complicate his job. Or maybe a big river flows through the city, and it's more convenient to go from one shore to another in this way. Wrong. Rob has to dive regularly to a depth of 6 meters with boxes of delicious pizza to deliver them to the guests of an underwater hotel. In this video, even the girl who ordered the food can't believe she's getting a pizza underwater.
Wow!
Kind dolphins. You've definitely heard that dolphins are mammals very similar to humans. These cute creatures are intelligent, kind, and attentive. They're friends of people, save us from predators in the ocean, and help us all the time. This video is proof of that. In the small town of Laguna, located in the Brazilian state of Santa Catarina, dolphins and fishermen have developed a very curious way of communicating. The coastal waters of these places are very dark, which makes fishing very difficult. That's where these incredible mammals come in. They begin to herd schools of mullet to the coast and informed people by jumping out of the water, shaking their heads or their fins. And in the process, they ate the fish that came out of the fishing nets. It's a win-win relationship. Space trip. Launching different probes and vehicles into space is quite common today, although half a century ago it was an exceptional event. We often see rocket launches from different spaceports, but until recently we didn't know what it looked like from the point of view of the rocket itself.
Fire. Missile away.
Pro decided to do a great experiment to discover this. In the fall of 2015, the US space rocket the SL-10 went into space with 2 action cameras on the hull. It ascended to a height of 120 kilometers and reached a maximum speed of 6,115 kilometers per hour. After that, the rocket parted and part of it parachuted back to Earth. All the stages of the flight were captured by different cameras.
Mission Control, we have touchdown.
Surfing Pig. And finally, the last video, which will definitely make you say, well, now I've seen it all. We're usually used to seeing human surfers conquering the waves, but what about animals?
Makapu?
Rest assured, the life of this pig named Karma is envied by many people. Dude, are you looking for new technologies and great gadgets? Are your thoughts focused on the future? Do you love huge vehicles and can't imagine your life without robots around you? Then visit TechZone and you'll find all this and more. The link is in the description. You interested? Great.